Men, this is one of the most powerful strategies you can use in modern dating. Reverse psychology when a woman ignores you. Most guys panic when she doesn't respond. They overtext, overexplain, or chase, and in doing so, they destroy attraction. The truth is, when a woman ignores you, it's an opportunity, not a rejection. How you react in these moments determines whether she loses interest permanently or becomes more curious and drawn to you. Ignoring is often a test, a response to uncertainty, or a way for her to gauge your confidence and value. Women are naturally attracted to men who are emotionally steady, independent, and composed. When she ignores you, reacting with neediness or desperation signals low value. But responding strategically, using subtle reverse psychology, flips the dynamic entirely. You stop chasing and suddenly become someone she notices more, wonders about, and even desires. This video will break down exactly what to do when she ignores you, why these tactics work, and how to maintain control while increasing attraction. You'll learn how to use her silence to your advantage, how to create curiosity without manipulation, and how to keep your confidence high while letting her wonder what you're thinking. By the end of this, ignoring won't be frustrating. It will become a tool you can use to spark interest, deepen attraction, and shift the power dynamic in your favor. 1. Stay calm and confident. When a woman ignores you, the first and most important response is to stay calm and confident. Panic, overthinking, or frantic texting only pushes her further away. Men make the mistake of assuming her silence is a personal attack, when in reality, it's often a test of your composure and self-assuredness. Your reaction in these moments sets the tone for how she perceives your value. Confidence isn't about pretending not to care. It's about truly being grounded in yourself and your life. When she ignores you, maintain your routines, focus on your goals, and continue living fully. This demonstrates that your world doesn't revolve around her, which paradoxically makes you more attractive. Women notice men who remain stable and composed, and this stability creates curiosity and intrigue. Staying calm also means managing your emotions internally. Don't obsess over why she isn't responding or what you did wrong. Instead, recognize that her behavior says more about her internal state than about your worth. By keeping your emotional balance, you show her that you are high value, independent, and not easily rattled, a combination that triggers attraction and increases the likelihood she will return attention. Confidence under silence also gives you control of the situation. You set the pace, decide how and when to engage, and avoid falling into the trap of desperation. Light, casual, and strategic engagement becomes much more effective when she sees that her ignoring you hasn't shaken your stability. She starts to wonder what you're doing, why you're not chasing, and ultimately, she feels drawn to your composed energy. Finally, staying calm and confident amplifies your natural magnetism. It's a signal that you are comfortable with yourself, unbothered by uncertainty, and capable of handling emotional dynamics with ease. Women are instinctively attracted to men who can manage tension, maintain independence, and demonstrate self-assuredness, even in the face of silence. Mastering calm confidence is the foundation for using reverse psychology effectively when she ignores you, and it sets the stage for curiosity, attraction, and eventual re-engagement. 2. Don't chase. When a woman ignores you, chasing her is the fastest way to destroy attraction. Most men make this mistake because they confuse silence with rejection and feel an urgent need to fix it. They send multiple messages, call repeatedly, or try to over-explain themselves. The result? They push her further away and reduce their perceived value. Women are naturally drawn to men who are confident, independent, and not easily swayed by emotional tension. Chasing signals the opposite. It shows neediness, insecurity, and low self-worth. The key to reverse psychology is to step back and stop pursuing. This doesn't mean ignoring her completely or acting cold, but it does mean letting her feel the absence of your attention while remaining composed. By not chasing, You create space for curiosity, desire, and reflection. She begins to wonder what you're doing, why you're not reacting, and whether your value is higher than she initially thought. This subtle tension often makes her want to come back or re-engage on her own terms. Chasing also eliminates the mystery that attracts women in the first place. When you're constantly available, she loses interest because there's nothing to challenge her emotionally. Women are wired to respond to men who are slightly unattainable, not in an artificial way, but through genuine independence and self-respect. By allowing your attention to be scarce, you amplify her desire without manipulation. Another important aspect is timing. Don't overthink when or if to respond to her. Instead, let interactions happen naturally. Respond when it feels right, keep the tone light and confident, and avoid overcomplicating messages or actions. This shows that you are in control, which ironically draws her closer rather than pushing her away. Finally, don't mistake silence as a need to fill. Use it as a chance to focus on your own growth, life, and social interactions. This indirect confidence communicates value without saying a word. Women are subconsciously attracted to men who live fully and don't depend on their validation. Not chasing isn't passive. It's strategic. It flips the dynamic, letting her curiosity, desire, and respect grow while you maintain your dignity and control. 3. Be playful and light. When a woman ignores you, one of the most effective tools you can use is a playful and light approach. Most men respond to her silence with tension, anxiety, or over-seriousness, which only amplifies the push. Women are drawn to men who can create positive emotions, even in uncertain situations. Lightness, humor, and playfulness are magnetic because they signal confidence, emotional stability, and social intelligence. Being playful doesn't mean being childish or disrespectful. It means engaging her without pressure, teasing subtly, and showing that her ignoring you doesn't control your emotional state. For example, a light-hearted comment about your busy day, a playful observation about something she mentioned earlier, or a humorous anecdote keeps the energy fun and attractive. When you use humor to engage her, you reduce tension, make her feel comfortable, and spark curiosity. Playfulness also works psychologically because it shifts the dynamic from chase and pressure to enjoyment and intrigue. Women respond to men who can navigate emotional tension without getting reactive. A playful tone signals that you're in control, unbothered by her distance, and confident in your value. She begins to associate you with positive feelings, which increases her desire and interest naturally. Timing and subtlety matter. Avoid overdoing it or forcing interactions. Playful engagement should feel natural and proportional to the context. Too much humor or attention can appear like chasing disguised as fun, which reduces attraction. Instead, sprinkle lightness into your interaction strategically, allowing her to notice your presence without feeling pressured. Finally, playfulness demonstrates emotional intelligence. It shows that you can handle ambiguity, respond to challenges with calm confidence, and keep the connection enjoyable. Women notice this instinctively. When combined with not chasing and maintaining calm confidence, being playful creates the perfect environment for reverse psychology. Her ignoring you becomes a catalyst for curiosity, emotional pull, and renewed attraction. 4. Create curiosity. When a woman ignores you, curiosity is one of the most powerful tools you can use. Men often make the mistake of giving too much information, over-explaining, or trying to predict her behavior, which eliminates mystery and reduces attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who are intriguing, independent, and slightly unpredictable. Creating curiosity keeps her mentally engaged, wondering what you're thinking, doing, or planning next. Curiosity works because women are emotional creatures who respond to tension and anticipation. When you don't reveal everything about yourself or react predictably, you spark an internal dialogue in her mind. What's he up to? Why isn't he chasing me? Why does he seem so confident and calm? This subtle mental tension draws her in emotionally and increases desire. She begins to think about you more frequently, and her ignoring becomes less about disinterest and more about intrigue. There are several ways to create curiosity without manipulation. One is selective sharing. Reveal interesting details about your life, hobbies, or experiences gradually without giving her everything at once. Another is strategic silence. Responding occasionally instead of immediately keeps her wondering. Humor and playful teasing also spark curiosity because they create unpredictable, enjoyable interactions. Your actions matter as much as your words. Show that you are living your life fully, posting updates about experiences, focusing on your goals, and being socially active. This indirect display of independence and value amplifies curiosity. She sees that your life doesn't revolve around her attention, which naturally increases her interest. Importantly, curiosity combined with calm confidence and subtle engagement creates a magnetic pull. She feels drawn to you emotionally without realizing it. Your presence becomes something she wants to explore rather than something she feels obligated to respond to. Reverse psychology works best when curiosity is paired with patience. You don't chase, you don't overreact, and you let her mind fill in the blanks. Understanding how to create curiosity transforms her ignoring from a frustrating experience into an opportunity. By making yourself interesting, unpredictable in small doses, and confident in your independence, you leverage her natural psychological tendencies to think about you, miss you, and feel drawn to re-engage. Curiosity turns silence into a tool that strengthens attraction instead of eroding it. 5. Let her feel your value. When a woman ignores you, one of the most powerful moves is to let her feel your value without saying it outright. Most men try to convince her they're worth her attention through words, overtexting, or constantly showing availability. This approach backfires because it signals neediness and low value. Women are drawn to men who embody their worth naturally through confidence, independence, and presence. Letting her feel your value is about demonstrating it through actions, energy, and composure, not explanations. Value is expressed in how you live your life. Focus on your goals, hobbies, social circles, and personal growth. When she observes that you're thriving and engaged in life without her attention, it creates a magnetic pull. She begins to see you as high status, desirable, and emotionally self-sufficient. This indirect demonstration of value often triggers curiosity, desire, and even regret for ignoring you. Subtlety is key. You don't need to show off or boast. Small actions, being present with friends, sharing achievements casually, or displaying confidence in social situations, communicate value naturally. Women pick up on these cues instinctively. The more she notices that your life is full and rewarding without needing her validation, the more she respects and desires your presence. Letting her feel your value also involves setting boundaries. Don't compromise your routines, standards, or time just to get her attention. Respond selectively, stay composed, and avoid overreacting to her silence. This balance between availability and independence positions you as a man who is in control of his life, not someone chasing validation. Finally, emotional energy communicates value even more than words. When you interact with positivity, calm confidence, and humor, she experiences your presence as attractive and high quality. She senses that being around you adds value to her life, which makes her drawn to re-engage. Reverse psychology works best when you embody value silently, through composure, lifestyle, and energy, letting her notice and feel it naturally. By letting her feel your value, you shift the dynamic from one of frustration to one of attraction. Her ignoring becomes an opportunity for her to recognize your worth, increasing curiosity and desire while reinforcing your confidence and independence. This approach makes her want to reconnect on her own terms, elevating your position and making her pursuit of you much more likely. 6. Strategic absence. When a woman ignores you, one of the most effective tools in reverse psychology is strategic absence. This doesn't mean ghosting her or being cold. It means deliberately creating space while maintaining your composure, independence, and visible presence. Absence works because it allows her to feel what she's missing, reflect on her emotions, and realize the value of your attention without pressure or chasing. Women naturally respond to scarcity when it's combined with high value. When you step back strategically, you create tension that sparks curiosity and desire. She notices your absence, which makes her question why you're not reacting to her ignoring behavior. This mental and emotional pause gives her time to reassess her feelings and evaluate what she may have taken for granted. Unlike chasing, strategic absence leverages psychology instead of desperation. Timing and consistency are key. The absence should be enough to be noticed, but not so extreme that she loses connection completely. This balance creates intrigue and reinforces your independence. For example, limiting responses, focusing on your own activities, and maintaining social engagement without over-communicating sends a subtle but powerful message. Your life doesn't revolve around her attention, and your presence is a choice. Strategic absence also reinforces your boundaries and self-respect. Women are drawn to men who have control over their lives and emotions. By stepping back without over-explaining, you demonstrate that your attention and time are valuable. This not only increases attraction, but also shifts the dynamic. She begins to feel the emotional pull toward you rather than trying to push you away. The emotional impact of strategic absence is amplified when combined with playful, light, and confident interactions during the moments you do engage. This contrast, distance followed by quality engagement, creates a powerful tension that keeps her thinking about you. Women respond instinctively to men who balance presence and absence with confidence, creating curiosity and emotional desire. By mastering strategic absence, you transform her ignoring into an opportunity. Instead of panicking or chasing, you allow her mind to work for you, build anticipation, and realize your value naturally. This approach positions you as confident, independent, and emotionally intelligent, the exact combination that makes reverse psychology effective in modern dating. 7. Subtle engagement. When a woman ignores you, subtle engagement is the final piece of the reverse psychology approach. After staying calm, not chasing, creating curiosity, and strategically giving space, your interactions need to be deliberate, light, and impactful. Subtle engagement keeps her emotionally connected without pressuring her, allowing attraction to grow naturally. Subtle engagement is about quality over quantity. Every message, comment, or interaction should be purposeful, interesting, or playful. You don't need to fill her silence with explanations or overtexting. Instead, aim for interactions that spark emotion, laughter, or curiosity. Even small gestures, a witty comment, a brief story about something exciting in your life, or a light tease, can reignite her attention and make her wonder what you're thinking. Timing matters. Don't respond immediately to everything she does. Space out interactions so she notices your presence without feeling smothered. This creates anticipation and gives her the opportunity to reflect on her feelings. Women are drawn to men who manage their own energy and time effectively, showing that they are independent yet emotionally engaging. Subtle engagement positions you as interesting, confident, and high value. Subtle engagement also involves listening and observing. When she shares something, respond in a way that shows you're present without over-investing emotionally. Ask a thoughtful question, make a playful comment, or lightly reference a previous shared moment. This demonstrates attentiveness while maintaining the light, confident energy that reverse psychology relies on. The combination of strategic absence and subtle engagement is powerful. She experiences the tension of missing your presence and the pleasure of your thoughtful, confident interaction. This dynamic makes her more likely to reflect on her initial ignoring behavior, increasing desire and curiosity naturally. She begins to seek your attention rather than trying to manipulate or test you. Ultimately, subtle engagement lets her experience your value, charm, and confidence firsthand without feeling pressured. It keeps her interested, intrigued, and emotionally connected while maintaining your independence. Mastering this balance ensures that her ignoring behavior becomes a tool for attraction rather than frustration, making her want to re-engage on her own terms. Men, when a woman ignores you, it's not a rejection, it's an opportunity. How you respond determines whether she loses interest or becomes more curious, emotionally drawn, and invested. Reverse psychology works because it leverages human nature. Women are attracted to confidence, independence, and emotional composure. When you remain calm, don't chase, and strategically manage your engagement, you create tension and intrigue that naturally pulls her toward you. Every element, staying confident, letting her feel your value, creating curiosity, using strategic absence, and engaging subtly, works together to flip the dynamic. She experiences your worth without being pressured, notices your independence, and begins to wonder about your thoughts and actions. This emotional pull strengthens attraction far more than chasing or over-communicating ever could. The key is balance. Give space without disappearing. Be playful and light without overdoing it, and show value without boasting. Respond on your terms, maintain composure, and let her curiosity and desire build naturally. Women are drawn to men who handle ambiguity with ease, who live fully, and who are emotionally grounded. When you master this approach, her ignoring transforms from a source of frustration into a tool for attraction. You become magnetic, respected, and high value. Reverse psychology doesn't manipulate. It guides her emotions while reinforcing your confidence, independence, and presence. This makes her want to reconnect on her own terms, deepening both interest and respect.